Hey guys, good morning everybody. Today is Friday, August 30th. It is 6:23 right now. Market's gonna open in about 7 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up this room real quick and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. Just got a few things here to update. And we should be good to go. All right, looks good. So let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. All right, there we go. Link is sent out. So as people join in, I'm going to go ahead and start marking up liquidity over here. Go down to the 4 hour. 2 hour. 1 hour. 30 minute. 15 minute. 10 minute. And back to the 1 minute. So, all right, guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Friday, August 30th. Happy Friday, everyone. 6:26 right now. Market's going to open in about 4 minutes. So I've marked up liquidity over here. Closest level of liquidity above is at 41,561. And the closest level below is at 41,468. Taking a look over here at retail sentiment is currently 80% short. This indicates that 80% of retail traders are currently selling right now. So we typically want to do the opposite and buy. Looking over here at the fundamentals are currently up 70 points, so it's not super heavy. Typically, we want it to be above 100 points and consistently above that point. So we'll see what happens here. We had news this morning as well. So looking over here at my FX book, we had PCE price index month over month, year over year, personal income, personal spending. News is a bit mixed, but for the most part, negative. So with that said, we'll see what happens here when market opens up shortly. So for our 100-point move, I am going to be looking for a buy today. So I'll put that in and then I'll let it run and we'll see where it goes from there. Hey, Sam, morning. All right, so let's see who else is here so far. Hey, Karen, morning. Yeah, no, definitely, Karen. It's finally here. So my wedding's tomorrow, guys. So tomorrow I won't be responding to any questions over the weekend. So probably this whole weekend I'll be pretty busy. But on Monday, well, Monday's actually Labor Day. So I'll be pretty busy up until Monday. And then next week we'll come back fresh on Tuesday to kick off the September trading month. So summer's almost over, guys. Today's technically the last week in the summer, so hopefully the market starts to move a bit more consistent and decently volatile. As you guys can see, the ATR right now is currently at 9, so it's a little bit slow. And it's kind of been this way for the past couple months. The market doesn't typically move like directional immediately on September 1st, so just keep that in mind, guys. It's going to take some time before it gets into that full swing, but you will see some more volatility as we start the fall season. So right now, you can see the ATR is currently at 9. You'll probably see this more on the average of around 10, 12, maybe closer to 15 during the fall season. If you guys trade all year round, just keep an eye out on the ATR. The ATR will pretty much tell you exactly how volatility is moving at this specific time. So 9 ATR is pretty much average for summer market. During the holidays like Christmas, Thanksgiving, this drops down to like even 5. So summer is like steady, slow pace. Holiday season is very slow. And then, of course, fall, spring season is going to be picking up to normal pace. So we'll see what happens there. So market's going to open up in about 40 seconds, guys. And when market opens up, we'll see where this ends up going. So we got price kind of just lingering down here a little bit. We have about 20 seconds left till market open. We got 12 seconds left. We got market opening up in 3, 2, 1. Market is now open. So, all right, I'll put this down there. And I'll come back and take a look at this later. So there goes my 100-point move, taking it for a buy right there. We got price kind of lingering down here. It came down and tapped the liquidity down below. And it's kind of sitting down here now. So I'll be looking for a possible market flow entry down here for a sell. This is a possible market flow, but I'm not going to take this opening candle, of course. So we currently have a sell momentum right here. Price came down below. This is setting up for a market flow entry, possible market flow entry right here as well. Let's see. So I'm just going to wait for the next momentum to come up, guys. We have a buy momentum here that's currently pending. So I'll just wait for the next momentum because the momentum came up pre-market or pre-open. Market opened right here at 6:30. And now price is pushing up higher from where it's currently at. So we have a pending buy signal right here. It's waiting for this buy signal here to close. Once the buy signal closes, I'll be looking for a possible opportunity to the upside. If not, I'll be looking for a possible sell here for a market flow entry. But I think price is going to push up. So I'll probably just wait for that buy signal there to close. So I'm going to wait for that buy signal to close. Once the buy signal closes, we'll be looking for some opportunity there. Looking at current price. Let's see, my 100-point move is currently running in profit right now, guys. Right there. Currently stuck at the sessions right now as we speak. Hey, Abraham. Yeah, Monday is Labor Day, guys. So just a reminder, Monday is Labor Day, so the market's going to be closed. No trading on Monday. I'll remind you guys again later in the session, but next Monday is Labor Day here in the US, so markets are going to be closed. There goes price pushes up. Let's see, Daniel's asking what's the all-time high right now. Let's see. The all-time high is currently at 41,670, it looks like. So I mean, it's getting close to it. There we go. Full TP right there, guys. If you guys took my 100-point move, full TP right there. Nice smooth TP. So like I said yesterday, guys, yesterday was a loss. I said, if you have a losing day, the next day is probably going to be a win. So right there, as you guys can see, there goes a 100-point move, full TP right there. I made 1,491 on that trade. I forgot to adjust my TP stop loss. So I made a little less than I normally do, but I was supposed to make about like 1,500, which is okay. So I made 1,491, currently in profit right now for the day with this trade. Yeah, it's Lanji said that's how I'm used to seeing the breakout move. Exactly. So this is how the breakout is supposed to happen. It's supposed to hit right away. Whether it hits TP, whether it hits stop loss, it's fine, but it's supposed to hit right away. And that is the breakout move right there. So the 100-point breakout right there went straight to full TP right there, went to some drawdown just slightly, and then went straight up to its full TP. So if you guys took that, nice work. I took it locked in, and let me see if I can screenshot this right here. So again, I'm just taking this trade on my Top Step account. I'm thinking if I should maybe open a like some type of forex account so I can take these on longer pushes. But anyways, here's the trade right there. Let me take a screenshot of that. And we'll go back to what we're looking for here for our scalps. So there was slightly, not exactly, but almost a market flow entry that came up right there. Not quite, but almost. All right, so there's no market flow here yet. I'm looking for price to swing down, swing back up. Price is kind of consolidating where it's currently at right now, so I don't necessarily like this current movement, but I'll be looking for a possible market flow here, maybe on the next candle. But yeah, here goes my profits on the that 100-point move trade that we just took right there. All right, so possible market flow entry here. I'm going to wait for this to pull back a little lower, maybe on this candle right here. The one thing that I don't like right now where price is currently moving is that it's going sideways. So that's the one thing that I don't like. Obviously, you guys know we don't like when price goes sideways like this. All right, so no market flow entry right there, but let's see, we have news at 6:45, Chicago PMI. We have more news at 7 o'clock. So 6:45, 7 o'clock, we have high impact news coming up. So if the entry doesn't come up very soon, then try to hold off on this for a little bit. All right, again, like I said, I don't like when price goes sideways like this. I mean, there's volatility there, but it's just a little slow. I need price to pull down, shoot right back up, continue climbing from where it's currently at. So I need this to come down very sharply, come up and climb up higher. This could be a possible market flow entry right here. All right, we got 36 seconds left on this candle. I'll leave a pending order right there. So I got my pending buy stop right there, just in case price swings back up. We have 25 seconds. I don't think this is going to fill. We've got 15 seconds here. And I'm going to cancel it. It's not going to fill. Yeah.
Order canceled.
We got the sell signal right there. So now we're going to wait for, so there's two things that will happen here. We have a sell signal. So we can either wait for price to swing down, provide opportunity for a sell, or we can wait for a buy signal and then wait for it to swing back up, right? So right now we're currently looking for a sell now because we have a sell momentum. So, but we do need price to swing below the pivots here so that we have a bearish trend. We don't have that yet. So we'll just stay here and wait. Otherwise, we'll look for the buy signals to come up and then catch the continuation to the upside. Ideally, I'd like to buy, but we have news coming up right here at 6:45, so we might have to wait a little bit for them. Let's see. Sano said, hello. Do you know why US 30 NAS 100 is moving in different directions? That's because they don't correlate. They're not the same asset. US 30 is the top 30 basket stocks. NAS 100 is the top 100 tech stocks. So they're not the same stock index. That's why they move different. They're not supposed to move the same. They typically don't move the same. They usually move up. They don't move opposite or they don't move the same. They just move in their own direction. So whatever's happening with those top 100 tech stocks, if there's good news, bad news, it'll push up or down. Whatever's happening with the top 30 stocks overall, that's what moves that index up and down. That's why they're different. US 30 and S&P 500, those correlate. So those move in the same direction, but NAS 100 doesn't move in the same direction. I don't know why people always think that. Every time someone mentions that, there's like no correlation. If you look at the, I mean, there's some correlation because there's maybe a couple of stocks that are related, but again, like the US 30 and YM or DAC or whatever you guys want to call it, YM, MYM, US 30, U30, whatever it is, Dow 30. It's a different list of indexes. Well, it's an index of a different set of stocks. So if you just look up the index, you can see what stocks are in there. Whatever stocks are correlated, if those two are having earnings at the same day, it'll probably line up. But for the most part, it usually doesn't. So, all right, guys, we have a possible market flow entry over here for a buy. We have a buy signal that just came up. Yeah, no problem, Sano. I know a lot of people get that confused, but NAS and US 30, they don't move the same. They're two different indexes with different stocks in them. But it is earnings week, so that might be the cause because there might be like one stock that's pushing price up and down. I know there's a couple. I think Nvidia has joined US 30, so that's a big one on NAS. So that's probably what's causing it. That's sometimes what causes it to move in the same direction. All right, guys, so we have a buy signal right here. I'm looking for price to swing down, swing back up. We get that right there, a possible entry here for market flow. It's not going to happen on this candle, maybe on the next one. We have 10 seconds left on this candle here. So I'll look for the next candle over here for possible entry. But we do have news over here at 6:45, so it's got to be quick. So no market flow here yet. We got 40 seconds left on this candle. Shit, I got in. Sorry, guys. I accidentally put the wrong order type in here. I'm gonna try to get out of this. Just move this down.
Order submitted.
Just gonna get this moved out. So there's no entry right here, guys. I accidentally put a
Hold the fill. Hold the fill.
all right, I gotta get out of that right there. So I got out of the position right there real quick, guys. That was an accidental entry for me.
Hold the fill.
There was no market flow right there. I got in, got out really quick. I accidentally I was putting a pending order and I accidentally clicked the wrong one. I was trying to put a stop limit, but I ended up putting stop market, and then it just ended up filling it right away. But there was no entry right here. I just got out for a small profit, like 2 points. All right, we'll look for the next entry. And I gotta find a more efficient way to do this because it just takes one misclick. Like this could have accidentally been an opposite entry if I clicked the wrong button. I was like one button away from clicking a sell instead of a buy. I'll try to figure out a more efficient way to put this, but I think the pending orders, as of now, this is like the only way to really enter these trades. So there's another market flow that's setting up right here. But we have news coming up, guys, so I'm not going to take it. It's 6:43 right now. We have news coming up in about 2 minutes. I'm going to hold off on some entries right now. If you guys, I don't think anybody took this accidental entry with me right here. But if you guys did, I got out for like 2 points. My profit right now is like at $100. We have some high impact news right here at 6:45. 6:45, medium impact actually, Chicago PMI, it's inflation news. So I'm going to wait for that to pass and then I'll go from there. Daniel's asking, can you set hotkeys in NinjaTrader? I think you can. I'm pretty sure you can, but I haven't really messed with it yet. But yeah, I mean, if I was able to set some hotkeys, that'd be so much easier. Because if that was the case, I can just set a market. Yeah, I know the hotkeys will probably be the easiest way because if price does swing back up, I'll just enter market instead of having to click. Because clicking is usually what takes the most time. And it provides, and there's like some lag in it as well. So I think I'll probably look into that maybe over the next couple of weeks. But I feel like they would have hotkeys because it seems like a platform that has like that type of functionality. Let's see. Talanji's asking, do you not use the SR zones indicator anymore? I know you don't need it, but is it still valid? Yeah, it's still valid. It's just there's too many lines on the chart. So if I add it on the chart, so are you talking about the V2? I'm assuming the V2, right? Because the V2 is typically that has, all those zones. It works perfectly fine. It's just the chart gets super messy. So I don't necessarily use it very much, but I'm pretty sure you're talking about the V2. I'll add it right here right now. Yeah. So you can see it still works. I mean, it's still useful. Like if you wanted to use this um, as a zone, you can use that. It's just there's just too many lines on the chart, and doing it on the 1 minute is just too much work to kind of draw this stuff up. But I mean, it is useful though. So here, I'll just draw some zones right now. Let's just kind of take a look and see if there's anything good here that we can use. This would be better used on like a clean chart. Okay, so let me just, I think I've marked up all the zones there. One more zone right here. Yeah, this is actually a really strong indicator. It's just really messy. So yeah, it's already super messy. So if you wanted to use this Talanji, I would use it on a clean chart. So just I would use it on a chart where um it's only the SRV2 zones. All right, and I'll do that right now. We don't have much to take here anyways right now at the moment. So let's see. We have a possible entry here for a market flow for a sell. Currently have a sell signal. The thing is this candle right here is based off the news, so I don't really want to take any trades until it's confirmed. The news here was actually positive. So the Chicago PMI was positive right here, but price came down super heavily. This could be a possible breakout V3. Thanks, Daniel, for mentioning that. Possible breakout V3 or breakout V3 continuation, whichever you guys want to consider. This lines up with the double body right here as well. So you can see there's a double body rejection for reversal, and it lines up with this breakout V3 continuation right here. So it's a pretty good confluence. I'm going to hold off on some entries right now, though, because this movement was based off the news, and the news was actually positive. So I think this might be manipulation. So price might have just been manipulated to the downside. And then if you see like a double body or some sort of engulfing down here, it'll probably swing right back up. So I would just be a little careful with that there. But here, let me put up that indicator again, the SRV2. Let's see if I can draw some. Probably don't even need to draw very much. So let's see, we got this right here. Maybe probably just have this going to the right instead of the whole screen. Actually, it's probably easier to just cover the whole screen. Yeah, so you can see over here to launch it is respecting the zone that showed up here earlier. So like basically, if you wanted to draw your zones here using the SRV2, it gives you a storyline here. It kind of shows you where price is going. And then if you wanted to clean it up a little more, you can, but you can see that it does line up properly right here. And it does respect the zones. So yeah, if it's something that you wanted to, or if this is something you guys want, I can do this for our clean chart. I can always just draw up the SRs before market opens because the SR is already open. They're already on the chart before market opens. And then we can just have a storyline here. I'll probably have a separate chart where it just has the SR zones. And then just so that you guys can see market structure a little easier. But anyways, going back over here. So the breakout V3 continuation and breakout V3 both hit full TP right here. If you guys decided to take it, like I said, it was a pretty nice setup because we had the V1 variation double body rejection right here. This is a pretty strong reversal pattern off this lower high. And then from there, price came down. It followed up with the continuation of the breakout V3. And then price came down lower. So if you guys took this right here for the breakout V3 continuation or breakout V3 breakout, full TP. So if you guys took that nice break, if you guys didn't, it's completely fine. It was based off the news candle right here. So it's a little tricky. Right? It wasn't something I necessarily wanted to kind of risk. We have liquidity over here that just got hit. First level of liquidity right here. Price pretty much just blasted right through. Full TP on this level, full TP on this level, full TP on this level. And then we got more down here. So let's see if price continues to drop lower. We have the Asia low right here. So the target price point is going to be this Asia low right here. If price continues to drop lower, we have a pretty nice target right there. And then if price drops any lower, we have the London low down here and the New York low down here as well. So we have a lot of targets down below if price decides to continue climbing. The volatility today is actually pretty good. So we're having a pretty decent push of volatility, as you guys can see. Yeah, I mean, volatility is pretty decent. It's not super dead today. So I think what I'll do here is I'll make a copy. So I'll have one clean chart and I'll have one clean chart that's like actually just clean. So we have one chart over here, which is the SRV2 zones. Again, if you guys want to draw zones there, I know we don't have any zones on the screen right now, but I could go on the higher time frame. So I go like on the 10-minute. We can find more zones down here. So yeah, I think this will be useful. I'll probably use this to draw zones up for you guys so that you can kind of see where price is likely to bounce from. It's bouncing directly off the zone right here. This is a 10-minute zone. I'll draw this one up here too. So you guys have an idea of where price is going to possibly bounce from. Yeah, because price respects these zones. I'm glad that you brought this up, Talanji, because we haven't used the SRV2 indicator in a long time. I created this indicator specifically for this type of market. You can see that we already kind of had, like if I had this drawn up here before price came down to this point, because this zone was already here, you could kind of see where the bounce was going to happen. There was a market flow entry right here, guys. I totally missed it, but I think I would have skipped it anyways because price came up and touched opening price right there. Would have been a red flag, but there was a market flow entry that is currently, that would, I guess it looked like it hit right here. Price came up, came back down, market flow would have filled. The only thing right here is that it would have been at a complete red flag because of the sessions. I mean, not the sessions, the opening price. So again, I still avoid trades whenever price gets near these red flags. And by red flags, I mean any of these horizontal lines. If the candle's touching this blue line, this purple line, some pink lines, I typically avoid those trades because a lot of manipulation happens around that area. So you can see price is now correcting back up. This is where price is supposed to be because the news at 645 was actually positive. So at 645, news was positive, but price still came down super heavily. So this is some heavy manipulation here. 645 happened, price dropped for no reason. About 120 points. This is a straight manipulation right here. And then you can see how price went all the way back up. This right here is actually a breakout, not breakout. It's a variation V2 or variation V3 entry. So if you guys remember, I kind of reminded you guys of the variation V2 and variation V3. We typically don't look for these as much, but right here we had a low with a red candle and it was an engulfing candle next to it. So this is another reversal pattern right here to the upside. We had a lower low right here with the red candle. This established the floor, and then this engulfing candle right here established the reversal. So we hit the floor right here, and then this big candle right here was the engulfing, which was the variation V2 or variation V3. I can't remember which one was it, but it's one of those two. We just haven't really looked at that very often because we're always looking for the double bodies, which is the variation V1s. But they're pretty much the same thing. I think the variation V3 just doesn't require that it's engulfing. Variation V2 is the engulfing. We just have so many different like variations to specific patterns that they're very small in variation, but they make a big difference when you're looking for something very specific. So, all right, we have a buy signal right here, guys. Price is pushing back up further. So if we get this push to the upside, we may be able to look for a possible market flow entry. The problem right here is that we're right at the sessions and we have news right here at 7 o'clock. So we're about 5 minutes till news. So I don't think we have enough time to take another entry here. So I'll be looking for an entry, but at this very moment, we just don't have any opportunity just yet. So we'll keep looking here. Just keep in mind, today is a Friday market. Fridays and Mondays are typically kind of tricky days to trade. Monday because people are re-entering the market from the weekend, and Friday because people are exiting the market for the weekend. So you get some volatility on those 2 days, but then you're going to get a lot of trickiness of back and forth. So we got nothing here right now. So I'll just show you guys where my accounts are currently sitting. So that accidental entry I took earlier, you can see over here, I'm currently at net 83. So I made about 100 something, but I paid like about 30 bucks in commissions. Here are all my PA accounts. A lot of you guys have been asking like how my PA accounts are doing. They're doing okay. I'm currently at like around break even because of all the commissions I paid for this month. Like I said earlier this week, guys, I took a lot of trades. So I took about over 65 trades this month, I think. So unfortunately, I'm kind of at break even right now, but you guys can see all my Apex, all of my PA accounts are still active and they're still alive. It's just I'm getting eaten up with these fees because I keep having break even days. Yesterday was a break even day, I think. The day before that, break even. It's basically a break even month plus a bunch in commissions that I owed. So it pushes me back a little bit, which is unfortunate. But we'll keep playing through and see where this ends up taking us. All right. So there's nothing happening right here. We got news at 7 o'clock, guys. So Oh, it was weird. So my NinjaTrader just disconnected. I'm going to close out of it and reopen it. If you guys ever hear that noise from your NinjaTrader, I do recommend you sign out and sign back in, guys, because today, this morning, I think I heard the noise like twice and I just signed out because it tends to give me like some sort of error when it does that. The last time that happened and I tried to trade on it, it ended up like taking weird entries on my position. I couldn't close out. So if you guys ever hear your NinjaTrader make that little ringing noise, like it disconnects and reconnects, I recommend to just close out completely and then log back in. Because we had that same issue yesterday. I think me and CJ had it where we ended up getting trapped in a position. All right, we're good. Just reset my NinjaTrader. Looks like we're back and ready to go. All right, we got news over here in about a few seconds. 7 o'clock news, it is high impact. Let me check the calendar real quick. So we got news over here at 7 o'clock, Michigan consumer sentiment, high impact, 25 seconds till news. I definitely recommend you guys wait for the news to pass before you start looking for any entries because it is high impact, probably gonna get a spike here. There we go. So we got news right here. See how this pushes up. Hoping it pushes up pretty high so we can get some market flow entries to the upside. So the news hasn't updated yet. Either way, this is the news candle right here, 7 o'clock. Didn't really move as much, not as much as the last one over here. Still loading. I'm assuming the news is going to be positive. The previous news was positive already. All right, so there's a possible market flow right here that may come up. But the thing that's tricky about this is that the news hasn't really been, okay, so it's actually negative. I'm going to hold off first. I'm going to see how the market reacts to the news event. And then I'll see if I can find an entry here. So if you guys want to take a market flow, you can technically take this or put your pending order there to catch it if it comes back up. But I'm gonna hold off on it because the news here was negative. So obviously price is reacting to the news now. And it looks like it's not going to fill anyway, so it's all right. Right, Sam. Sam said my grandma moves faster than this news candle. Yeah, there goes the movement. Now it's starting to pick up. So there goes the movement right there from the news candle. We currently have a sell signal here now, so we can possibly look for market flow to the downside. As you guys can see over here, we currently have the sell momentum. The trend is bearish. What we need here is we need price to drop a little lower because it's too close to the opening price right here, this blue line, which is considered a red flag for me. You guys can see whenever price gets near this blue line right here, see how price gets a little bit manipulated. It's never really smooth. Price comes down, bounces off, breaks through, comes back up for the fake out, shoots up, comes back down for the fake out, goes for the retest right here, doesn't actually push back up. It ends up faking out, coming right back down. So basically, whenever, like I draw all of these lines on my chart, all the lines from left to right are there for a reason. Like everything here that goes from left to right, this pink line, this purple line, this pink line, this blue line, this blue line right here, this solid blue, it doesn't go across the entire chart. This is a liquidity, but you can see below it is the Asia low. The purple line right here, this one goes straight across. So that's the one that you want to be careful for. Basically, any of the dotted lines. Any of the dotted lines you want to be careful for because those are considered red flags. So there's a possible market flow entry right here. Again, I'm not going to take it because it's right at opening price. It's not exactly where I need it to be. Price will probably push down, hit TP, but again, this is an area where I'm keeping away from, at least for right now. So I'll be looking for this to come down a little bit lower, retrace, continue down from there. There goes, price climbs down. So looking over here at the SRV2 charts, you guys can see that price is respecting the zone there perfectly, right? So I drew the zone here earlier when we were talking about it. I think this will be beneficial for us because we can kind of see where we might want to be careful with the bounces. So thanks to Talanji for reminding us about this. You know, all these indicators, they were built for a specific reason. The reason why I created this SRV2 indicator so that you guys can catch basically the break and retest. That's like a popular strategy that we used to do back then. It's basically the snipe strategy. So if you guys like the snipe strategy, this is like there's probably going to be a snipe. The snipe strategy is actually very similar to the market flow entries. So a snipe entry would be something like this right here. Like this might be a snipe entry right here, right, Solange? It bounces off, didn't bounce off, so there's no snipe entry there. Yeah, so I think what I'll do is I'll draw these zones pre-market. So I'll get on a little earlier every day. So I'll get on like, you know how I draw my liquidity in the morning? I'll also have this chart right here and I'll just rename this to SRV2 chart. So we'll have the SRV2s here, and you can possibly look for some snipe entries here because the snipe entries still work very well. It's just you have to be able to look for them properly. But yeah, we'll keep this as an SRV2 chart. And then I'll draw the zones here because they do help a lot, as you guys can see. Price is respecting these structures properly. Anything will help, right? Anything I can help you guys here with, like to identify any possible risky areas to trade. I mean, it's going to be beneficial for all of us since we're looking for like, so I think starting next month, I'm going to look for like one good trade every session. I'm going to basically look at all my confluences here. I'm going to look for one good trade every single day and use full risk. I've been using half risk pretty much this whole month. And it's been somewhat beneficial, but also not very beneficial because I've been closing at a break even a lot of days, and closing at break even hasn't been helpful for us because I end up paying an arm and a leg in commissions, so I end up in negative anyways. Like for this month, I think I'm net positive 2 or 3 wins, but because of all the commissions I paid, I'm basically at break even for the month. Yeah, exactly. Solange said would need the momentum too, but yeah, works on all assets. Yeah, I agree. So I would draw the zones here and then I would keep open like the momentum and then probably the pivots for those confluences. Yeah, it's actually so like I'm looking over here, Talanji, and it's actually pretty useful because you can just catch the momentum. If it breaks and closes past the structure, you can basically ride it from zone to zone. You can just do zone to zone trading, right? Like the target would be down here, 42. You probably do half of that, 2 to 1. So it'd be at like 20, or you do a 1 to 1 too. Or you can even base it off ATR. The ATR is at 27 right now. You can do 27, 27. There's a lot of different ways to trade this. And then again, right here, you got the buy signal. You know, once the buy signal breaks and closes past, you can even do a break and retest. Yeah, exactly. Solange said, yeah, that was a 4 hours forex strategy zone to zone. Yeah, that one was like my favorite one because that's how I used to call all my signals. So if you guys remember, I used to call signals for forex like way back in the day. We used to trade on the 4 hour time frame. I would just trade zone to zone and it would work out perfectly. Like we'd make a ton of profit trading that way. I just hated being on the computer every 4 hours. Like literally every 4 hours, I had to get on the not the stream, but I have to get on the charts and I would have to look for entries. And it's got kind of repetitive. Maybe at some point I can do it again because I still like trading like that, but just not all the time. I don't like when there's like a bunch of people depending on me to call signals, but it is a good way of trading if you want to swing trade Forex. All right, Taran. Yeah, no, definitely. Thank you. I appreciate it. So Taran over here said he got his 2 wins for the day. He's done with trading and he's going to call it a week. So nice work, Taran. You killed it this week. So great profits for you. Have a great weekend, great long weekend, and we'll see you back here on Tuesday. Hey, Roz, how's it going? A lot of people here today on a Friday, surprisingly. Usually Fridays are kind of not empty, but they're not as busy. Usually a lot of people take Fridays off. One thing that I do recommend, guys, if you guys aren't already doing, is to journal your trades, right? You guys have access to my journal, so I do journal all of my trades here. The journal over here does help with identifying where you kind of screw up, right? So if I lose a lot of trades on Monday and Friday, then that will tell me, okay, don't trade on Monday, Friday. For me, it's kind of mixed. Some days I'm doing good on Fridays, some days I'm not. So I'm okay to trade on both Monday and Friday. But for certain strategies, some of them don't work well on Mondays or Fridays. There's no movement here, guys. So let's go back to the clean chart. I'll go and mark up structure over here real quick so that you guys can see. So let's draw a structure right there at the 500. I'll draw three structures, 500, 550, and 450. So there's not really too much going on here. Sam said, man, the 5 minute looks horrible. Got 1 minute, so thanks, Sean. Yeah, so let's go over here to the 5 minute. Yeah, the 5 minute's just as bad. It looks a little worse though because there's like no movement within these initial candles. But yeah, the 5 minute just as bad as the 1 minute. 1 minute's just a little more spread out. So you can see some movement here. But yeah, I agree. It's just they don't look good at all because there's no direction. It's just going sideways right here. So I moved the structure over here between the 550 and the 450. So the range is currently moving between 550 and 450. It's about a 100-point range. And then the midpoint right here, of course, is the 500 mark. So right here, price is just going back and forth. Typical summer market. The news, like I said earlier, was a big factor in this drop because price was going sideways right here as well. Price was just going back and forth right here. The news happened at 6:45. It dropped price down, then it corrected back up, back into the sideways move here. So this is normal for summer. For summer markets, like I said in the past, guys, summer market's like a good time to just to tread water in the market. I consider this like treading water because, like, for example, this month for me is I'm in positive about 3 net wins, but I'm basically at break even because of the commission. So my goal during the summer is really just to not blow my accounts, right? I think that's like that should be everybody's goal during the summer. It's either you don't trade or you trade very conservatively to not blow your accounts. For me, I did a lot of over trading this month. I took way more trades than I ever have taken before in the past. Normally during August, I take about like 20 trades or less. I took about 65 trades this month. So I caught myself a little late into the month where I started to realize I was taking way too many trades. And yeah, that's kind of just how summer works. Summer is balancing. I feel like during the summer, a lot of people either blow their accounts or they just kind of stay at break even. I don't really see, and I've been like, I'm in other trading groups too as well, or I'm familiar with other traders. A lot of people are kind of just in the same boat, unless they're doing something that's kind of, I don't want to say scammy, but like trading news, right? That's like one common thing I see a lot. There's a market flow entry right here, guys, but it was right at the session, so obviously I didn't want to take it. Looks like it already hit TP right there. So there's a market flow right here on the screen candle. We had a buy signal here, price pushed above, came back and retested it, but like I said, it's too close to the sessions right here, so I'm not going to take any unnecessary risk, especially because today is Friday. So you guys want to keep in mind, it's not typically one of those days where you want to take any unnecessary risk. The last thing you want to do is go into your weekend being pissed off, right, about having a bad trade. So I'm not going to force any trades here. If I see something good, I'll take it. But right now, not really too inclined to force anything here. Again, I'll be okay if price climbs up a little more, maybe retrace, come back up. That'd be fine. But yeah, as of here, it's just not really much. See, we got some team profits here. So we got David here, total profit of 256 for the day. Nice work, David. It's like David might have taken that 100-point move with us there. And then we have Jamie over here. So Jamie locked in 2,678 for the day. Nice work, Jamie. Great profits, guys, for the day so far. You guys saw my profits here. So here's my Top Step account. I locked in 1,491 for that 100-point move. And then we have my accidental trade over here. This actually pushed to full TP, but I ended up pulling out super early for like 2 points just to get out of the position because it was an accidental entry. If you guys ever get into an accidental entry like that, you can either just pull out for a small loss or just try to get out for a small profit. Ideally, I think it's easier to just move your stop loss or move your target a little bit closer so that you know exactly where you're getting out versus doing a market close and then it ends up pulling you out in a super random area. So there's another possible market flow entry here, guys, but again, it's right next to the session and the red flags here, so there's nothing for us to take. I'm looking for price to push above and climb up higher, or looking for price to push below and climb down lower, right? One of these here. All right, still nothing here yet. Let's go back to our SR chart. So you guys can see here that price is moving from zone to zone. So whenever you see price break out of a range area, or like you see it break past the zone, it typically pushes to the next zone whenever there's like an open area for it. So if again right here, if price breaks below this area down here, I expect it to drop lower to the next zone down here. All right, we got this over here breaking, closing below it. Let's see if it actually closes below. So if this does break and close below the zone, I'd anticipate it to push down to this zone down here. Might not be a smooth push, but that's kind of where I'm expecting it to push down to. Here's our main chart. There's just not very much volatility here. See if it actually closed below. So it closed below, and there's also a sell signal there. So this might be a break and retest of the zone. Break and retest, continuation to the downside right here. And this is going to be in line with liquidity. So there's liquidity right here as well. And down here. So probably a break and retest of the structure, come right back down. Target price point is going to be down here. But there's no entries for market flow. So I'm still looking for market flow entries. Like I said, the analysis here can pretty much overlap. So you can look for multiple things. You can look for V1 variations. You can look for breakout V3 continuations right here. It didn't really retest it. I mean, it retested, but it didn't come back down. So what I was looking for here was a red candle, right, for a breakout V3 continuation. Doesn't necessarily mean price isn't going to come down, but that would have been ideal. If we had a breakout V3 continuation right here with a red candle, this would likely confirm that's going to drop down lower. I do think price will continue dropping down lower, but it's not going to be as clean as it would have been if this candle here closed red. But I still do think the target price point is going to be down here. Might not happen right away, but I think the target price point, it'll end up coming down here eventually. Once it has enough space for it to push through. It's just there's a lot of red flags around this area. Either way, it doesn't really matter to me personally because I'm looking for market flow entries. If I get a buy signal, I'll start looking for some buys here. But if not, we're just going to keep on waiting. There's just not very much volatility going on here. All right, guys, if there's any questions that you guys have, feel free to put them in the chat. Again, I'll mark up liquidity right there. We got liquidity right there. Liquidity right there. We got liquidity right here. So again, this is our main chart. It's a little messy, but if you guys can understand the method behind this madness, you guys can kind of understand where price is likely to go. So like I said earlier, there's like two directions price can go, right? Price either go up or price will go down. If price goes up, there's a couple targets here. We have one target right here. We have the next target up here. Two different targets right there. If price comes down the opposite direction, we have a target right here. And then we have another target down here. So we got targets in both directions. Doesn't really matter which direction price goes. You can see here that there's just no direction. Price is literally just going sideways, and the candles here have no body. So with no body right there, it shows you that there's really no volatility and there's no direction in price. The ATR is currently at 25 right now, so it's actually not that bad. But at this current very specific time, there's just no movement. I'm kind of curious, like what if I change the ATR to like the previous 5 candles? See, the previous 5 candles is a little more realistic. Because it shows you what candles, like how the movement has happened over the past, these previous 5 candles right here. So maybe that's something I'll play around with. I mean, you can always play around with the ATR length if you want. Like right here, it shows you the ATR is currently 19. So this is more of a realistic number. 14 is kind of far off because a lot happens between now and like 14 candles. It just gives you a bigger average. Even if you wanted to do like 10. I guess it's about the same. It doesn't really make a huge difference. Currently, it's at 14 or 24. Yeah, it doesn't really make a huge difference. Even when you move it to 5, it's still about the same. I'll just leave it at 5 right now because I'm more concerned about what's happening like right now, what happened in the previous 5 candles. It's very similar, but it's not as close. So let's go back to our zones chart, guys. So if you guys remember earlier, I mentioned that we're looking for that break and retest pattern, which did happen right here. Where was the target price point? Down here, right? So it's pretty much working out perfectly. I don't know if you're still here, Talanji, but the zone to zone strategy here is working perfect. Maybe it's something we should look into. So this used to be one of our main strategies we applied. Like I think we went a whole year applying the zone to zone strategy. It works pretty well. I think we stopped using the zone to zone around like post-COVID because the market kind of changed a little bit, but the zone to zone still works here perfectly fine. So like if you wanted to take the zone to zone strategy, again, we had the momentum right here. This momentum broke and closed past the area right here. If you took it from this point, your TP would be right here at 35, or maybe a little less, 30. And there goes the zone to zone right there. It takes a while, but eventually it does hit. So I think this would be beneficial for me to draw up the zones for these bigger moves. Yeah, no, definitely, Daniel. I appreciate it. Yeah, I know there's gonna be some hiccups throughout the day, so I just gotta let it just gotta go and let it happen. But yeah, thanks, Daniel. So have a great weekend to you as well. Long weekend, of course. I'll see you back here on Tuesday for market open. All right, guys. So now that price is down here, we'll see if there's another opportunity for it to, maybe break another structure. Let me check I don't think we really need any more structure here. The structure here is pretty much good. Yeah. I guess if anything, if you wanted to change this lower structure, we can just adjust it. But I think as of now, it's fine. You're never going to find perfect structure. Like there's always going to be overlapping structure, but I think it's good as is. So what you want to look for here now, guys, again, there's no entries for us here at the moment because price is right at the opening price. But what you might want to look for here is there is a possible market flow here, though. If you guys want to take it, again, this is a possible market flow candle. If it swings back down, it didn't swing back down, so there's no entry here, but it's right at the opening price. So you don't really want to trade around this opening price area. Anyways, back to our SR chart. Currently, we have a sell momentum. So what you want to look for here is for price to break past this area, retest, and then you can possibly ride this down further. So look for it to break, close below here, look for that retest, and then you can possibly ride it down to the next zone down there, which is pretty far down. 43 points. Possibility right there. Got price coming down right there. Volatility is starting to pick up a little bit. Price just hit that first level of liquidity. There was another market flow entry here. Again, you can see how price bounced off the pivot, came back down further, but like I said, it's right at the opening price, so it's not exactly where I want to take a trade. So this candle didn't break and close past the structure yet, almost, but not quite. Let's see, William said, I just realized how hard it is for me not to trade. I'm waiting on Sunday to request a payout. Haven't traded all week and will not next week too. Yeah, no, it's difficult. It's super difficult. That's what I was saying earlier, William. Like these types of markets are usually where people, like most people, blow their accounts because they're just impatient. They can't wait for these entries to come up. Like for example, me, I haven't taken anything here yet. Nothing official at least, aside from the 100-point move. So I took my 100-point move here, and other than that, I haven't really taken much. I'm just waiting for the opportunities to come up, but they're just not coming up. Looking over here at the SR chart, you can see that it actually didn't break and close past it. So there's no opportunity there for a sell, at least not yet. I'll keep going between these charts. Our clean chart right here, of course, I've marked up structure. So we still have our structure right here. The range is pretty much the same. Nothing's really changed at all. It's between the 550 and the 450 down here. And then the SR zone's over here. There's not really much going on here either. And looking over here on our main chart, there's just price is stuck within a lot of these red flags. There's not much here to kind of work with. Ideally, I'd probably look at the SR charts over here and kind of see where we have opportunity to take, any type of entry. Because realistically, it's not going to happen here, at least not yet. Unless we get this buy signal. So I'm looking for this buy signal to come up, and then I'm going to look for it to push up a little bit higher and then provide opportunity for a market flow to the upside. There we go. We got the buy signal there. This is also going to line up with the zones here. So if this candle breaks and closes past it, it's probably going to push up higher, and then push up higher, and then push up higher, and then push up higher. So we got price attempting to break and close past the structure right here. We'll see if it actually happens. I'll be looking for a possible market flow entry here. There's a high level momentum that hit right there as well. Nice work, CJ, if you caught that. Looks like you did. So I'm gonna look for a possible market flow here, guys. I need this to break and close above it, and I'll look for a market flow on the next candle. So possible market flow here. Put my penny order there.
Stop fill.
So it looks like I'm in the position here right now. Got in a little decent pricing right there at 520, I think. Make some adjustments here.
Order submitted.
I don't like to stop fill, but I'm in the position right now. It does that sometimes. All right, 90. All right, so you guys can see the lines over here. I'm pretty much lined up. Just adjusted my TP stop loss a little bit for it to line up. Looking at the SR charts over here, if this breaks and closes past this structure, which is kind of what I'm looking for here, I want that to happen. If it breaks and closes past the structure, I'll be looking for it to push up even higher from there, and then push up to the next structure. So I didn't actually break and close past it. That's what I was looking for. Looking for it to break and close past the structure so that I can push to the next structure and then push to the next structure from there. See if my positions are currently active. Yeah, it's pretty much active across the board. Trade's still running right now, kind of dropped down a bit. So this is what I mean about the volatility, right? The volatility is so unpredictable. It was going pretty much smooth and it flattened out, and then now it's kind of moving smooth again, but also still a little flat. You just get these random spikes of volatility. So unfortunately, my stop got filled right there. So one loss for the day, half risk at 500. Yeah, there goes that. So unfortunately, one loss right there for the day. So one win for my 100-point move, one loss over here for the scalp. This was a half risk, so it wasn't really a big loss for me. But yeah, this is a market we're stuck in, guys. It looks like it's gonna be another break-even week for me. Well, not really break-even for my scalp moves, but a positive win for the 100-point move. So the 100-point move, we took a win on Monday, I believe. Lost on Wednesday. And then win today. Or lost yesterday and then a win today. Let me check my Top Step account. Yeah, it's basically a break-even week for me again this week with both of the entries. This just has been the theme for August. It's been break-even pretty much. I mean, every day it seems like it's super annoying, but it's what we've been dealing with. So I'll keep looking for another entry here. I don't know if we'll get another one anytime soon, but I'll be looking for one here. I swear this thing was touching the pivot earlier. This candle. But I guess not. There's another market flow right here, but like I said, I'm taking one per momentum, so I'm not looking to take another one here. If you guys want to take this specific entry, you guys can see the ATR is back down to 18, and the movement here just going back and forth. So it looks like I got into the position as soon as the consolidation started again. Because it started consolidating literally on our entry right here. So this candle right here came up. This is where my entry came at 729. And then I ended up getting caught in the we actually got in a little better right here. So it just barely triggered a stop loss because we got in for better entry. But it looks like price is probably just going to consolidate right here, back and forth. And I wouldn't be surprised if this thing comes all the way up and hits our TP. Just as it came down and triggered the stop loss, of course. So let me add this over here. Loss for the day. Just 15 points. So small loss, 15 points. Entry was at 729. And again, this sets me back to break even, which I hate. All right, we'll look for one more entry here, guys. If there's any other questions that you guys have, feel free to pop into the chat. But we are getting closer to 8 o'clock, and there's not really much movement here. Price is just consolidating sideways. The only difference we can really do here, or the only thing I can think of that will really help this, is if we go back to our old TP stop loss, but I don't really want to do a negative risk to reward anymore because it does affect the bottom line. So you can see over here, if we went back to our 1030, we'd still be in this position, probably would just continue consolidating until it eventually swings back up. But it's not really a risk that I'm willing to take because since I'm starting the hedge fund this year, later in this year, I don't want to put too much risk on the accounts. I think what I'll do is I'll just adjust my trailing stop. So I'll adjust my trailing stop back to 1010. So when price does reach 10 points, it'll adjust my stop loss, or it'll adjust my stop loss in profit to 10 points so that I don't get caught in any of these fake outs here. So back to the SR chart. So you can see the SR chart never actually closed above. This is what we were looking for. I was looking for it to break and close above this area because when it did, I was going to expect it to push up higher to the next level and then push up from there. But of course, we didn't get that today. All right, let me see if there's anything else here for me to take. Yeah, I'm not really seeing too much here, guys. So if there's any more questions that you guys have, feel free to hop into the chat. I think I might just take my break even for the day. Well, for my scalps. I'm still positive for the day because this was a 100-point move here. So for the day, if we're doing single accounts, I made about 1,500 on here. I lost 500 on here. So basically, if we were to calculate that, I'd be up 1,000 for the day still. So I'm still positive for the day. So I'm not looking to force any more trades here. If I see something good, I'll take it, of course. But like I said, I'm taking one per momentum. And because price here is going sideways, not really expecting much to happen here with regard to, direction. Because we would need a sell signal here to come up first, come down, and then another buy signal, and then a push up from there. But at the very moment, we just don't have anything here yet. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to hop into the chat. Otherwise, there's just not really much to work with here. Sorry, guys, just checking some messages. Yeah, Brett said calling it a day. Pivots look like a straight line. Congrats on the wedding. Gonna have a fun week. Yeah, definitely, Brett. Thanks. Appreciate it. But yeah, guys, like what Brett said, there's nothing going on here. Price is going sideways. There's no need to force any trades here. Like I was talking about earlier, this is a good time for people to blow their accounts, right? Because there's just no direction. If your stop loss is too tight, like for example, our stop loss is only 15 points. That's like barely anything. If your stop loss is that tight and price ends up going sideways, it really becomes a toss-up whether it's going to hit your stop loss first before it hits your TP, or if it hits your TP first before it hits your stop loss. But there's not really much direction here for you to take any buys or any direction here to take any sells. I was really hoping this was going to push up. So let me just replay back to this candle over here that I took my loss on. So you can see over here, price was ranging, but it looked like it was about ready to climb up higher and push up to liquidity. So that's why I took the trade there. I actually got in for better entry because of like how it pushed up, but then it ended up coming right back down on that next candle, which is fine. It's all part of the game. And I personally like when my stop loss hits right away rather than it having to go sideways for like, 5-10 minutes and then end up going in a direction from there. Because that's pretty much what's happening now. It's pretty much just going sideways. So, all right, guys, I think I'm going to wrap this up. There's no need to force any trades here. I'm still in positive for the day, so I'm just going to wrap up this day in the green. I'm in the negative with my scalps, but I'm in the green in overall because I had my 100-point move here. So again, here is my here were the trades for the day. So I took this over here for 100 points. That hit our TP, made 1,500. Then down here, I made my accidental trade for about $100. And then over here, of course, I made my loss for a minus 500. So I'm still in positive about 1,000 for the day, which is not too bad. So I'm just gonna take that as a sign to maybe wrap it up for the day, take my win for the day, and then close out this week at about break even overall. So. All right, guys, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. I'm probably not going to respond until like maybe Monday. If you guys do send me some messages over the weekend, just a reminder, this is my wedding week and I'm having my wedding tomorrow. So I'm going to be pretty busy today, tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, up until Monday. So, all right, guys, if you guys have any questions, feel free to send a message. Otherwise, I will see you guys back here on Tuesday for market open. Just another reminder, Monday is Labor Day, so the market will be closed, no trading. We'll come back Tuesday fresh for the new month and the new season for the fall.